hope you're all doing well. To the four that are in the room, nice to see you. Danny, Elena, who else is in the room? A couple others. Not okay. So anyway, welcome to my channel. I am Art Walker. This is my channel. Everything that you see here is what I've drawn myself. I'm going through a bit of a phase where I'm doing a bit of a deep dive into the anatomy. So it depends. At the moment, last week I was concentrating more on the muscles of the arm and the legs, and this week I'm going into a deep dive into how to draw the human hand. I have a simplified version of how to draw the human hand. So to the three that are actually in the live stream now, if you want to see my simplified version, I will show you that. And then I can also show you a little bit of a deep dive as to how I construct a hand like this. So they both coincide, and I find that it helps me when I want to foreshorten things, or it's just having that process to eliminate problems while drawing. As you probably know, some of you, I am offering this for free, pretty much. So if you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you really like what you see, share the live and join my other channel. I can't say the name of it because then I get shadow things happening to me. So I do have another channel on a very, very large platform. So you can follow me there because this is being recorded and everything that I draw is being recorded and posted on another channel. And thank you very much for the follows. So I'll just show you quickly how we're breaking things down, how I break things down. So I go from the muscular stage. So this is a pencil drawing. Yes, it's by the same name. Thank you, Jasper. It begins with Y. It begins with Y. And it's like when you drink something, a hot beverage. That's what I'm going to have to call it. The question is why hot beverage? Do you get what I mean? Anyway, sorry, I'm laughing at my own jokes. I'm sorry. Sorry, Benjamin. I'm laughing at my own jokes. So this is where we're going to go, right? So we're going to go from bones. All right, so this is another sketch I did of the human hand. Very quickly, I think this is actually in a live, and then we won't go into this now. But it just shows you the steps that I like to take. So these are the steps I like to take. So thank you very much, Benjamin. So who we've got 8 people in the chat. How many people in the chat do not know how to draw hands? How many in the chat do not know how to draw hands? If you don't know how to draw hands, please let me know. And Cat Lover, that's 1. Who else? Menem, 2. Who else? Jasper, 3. Okay, brilliant. 4, that's good. 4 out of 9, I love that. So what I'm going to do is, that's brilliant. I love it. So what we're going to do is, right? I wish I had the time. That's a shame, Benjamin. That's it. Have you literally got 10 minutes, Benjamin? Because I'm going to make a bet with the people that I've confessed that they can't draw hands. You will learn within 10 minutes how to draw hands. Virtual handshake. 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes. Right. So what's the time now? Let's call it 8:10. Right. I hope you guys have got a pen and paper or pencil. So what does this look like to you? The time is, let's call it 09. It doesn't really matter. So what does this look like to you? I'm streaming on the larger platform and it begins with Y. Yes, it's like a pentagon. No, it's not knuckles, it's a pentagon, right? So if I add So this is what I call is my crooked house, right? This is what you can find on that other platform with beginning with Y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this, crooked house, excuse me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a triangle to it. No problem. It's nearly a square. It looks like a house. When you're a child, you used to draw a house pretty much like that. So this is almost the same thing, slightly tilted. So wherever you see me draw one of those, that's a sphere. It's not a circle. What is the difference? It's a three-dimensional object. It has a mass. So now what we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have this. This is our crooked house. These are our knuckles. That's basically what I've drawn here, right? And now, anytime, all we're using really are lines and spheres. So these are the knuckles. This is the palm of the hand. It could be the top, depending on how you position the hand. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the fingers. So you have to bear in mind this distance between here and here is roughly the same distance between here and your longest finger, right? See that? So that's the goal. I'm not going to do it just because sometimes you get flagged for drawing, I don't know, obscene stuff. So I'm going to do it this way. So roughly I need to get that same distance, which is about a little bit long there, but that's not a problem. So this wire line here is very important later on. So make sure you remember that this line is running at the top. I will explain that later on. So now all we are missing are the rest of our joints. So we add one here because we have one set here and here, right? So we have these sets here. I'm going to gauge just eye by eye where I want my second set of joints here and then my third set of joints here, just by eye, because I'm under time pressure. So what I'm going to add to it now, I'm going to add some thickness to it. I forgot to draw my triangle. So remember, we've got our crooked house and then we've got our triangle, plus we're going to add rectangles, right? So rectangles. However, these rectangles are actually cylinders, right? So we are now down 4 minutes. I'm adding cylinders to give the fingers some thickness. So I will do that all over, like so. So now we've got the basic mechanics for our Terminator hand. And then all we have to do now is simply add the hand detail. And try not to make the fingers look like sausages, as I tend to do when I do it that way. And I'm going to drop the pen because that was, let's say that was 09, and now that was about 4 minutes. Hello from Canada. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Makes it a lot easier. Good, Benjamin, you hung in there. That's brilliant. Brilliant, Benjamin. I'm glad you hung in there. So to the, how many? The 8 that couldn't draw hands before, can you draw hands now? Very good, mate. Thank. Benjamin, you hung in there. And I know you're tired. But there you go. And then when we want to, see, this is when we go to the next level now. If you want to draw hands in different positions, like you've got some more complicated hand positions here, when you use these basic tools, the crooked house, the triangle, and the rectangle, you've got a good basis, a stepping stone to achieve this goal. And I will explain that in more depth. Has anyone got any questions about that? And thank you very much for the kind gifts and the follows. That's much appreciated. And this is being recorded. I have very similar videos on the other platform. The one beginning with Y and is a hot beverage. You have to go. Take care, Benjamin. Nice to see you. Thank you for taking part. And thank you, Ren. Anyone got any questions about hand drawing? then I can take it a little bit deeper. I don't want to leave anyone. I don't, well, literally, sometimes I post things now and it's literally zero. I get 0 views. It's quite scary, actually. And I do have quite a, not a lot, but I've got quite a few followers, and I don't think they're seeing it, because it's not possible that I get more view. Well, I had more views when I had 100 followers, and now I've got 25,000, and I might get 4 likes. Or maybe I'm just actually quite rubbish. Who knows? So anyway, has anyone got any questions about what we've just done? So we went from crooked house to triangle to rectangles. Anyone got any questions? How do you curve the hand? Your hand is a bit weird. Is that the hand that you're drawing, Cat Lover, or your real hand? I don't know how I can help you there, if it's your real hand. I'm sorry, I'm a bit mischievous today. Your work is really good. Oh, thank you, Emain Squidlets. I'm just gonna pretend I just said that correctly. So, how do we bend the hand? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but I'm going to take you a little bit further with regards to understanding how we tilt the hand. How do we understand how to tilt the hand? And then hopefully that will inspire you. Oh yeah, well, this is what I would do anyway. I think I drew all of this offline. I'm drawing anyway, so if I can just do it while people are interacting, I'll just do it, So, right, yes, the circles are the joints, right? So don't forget, any circle that we add is a joint. So I'm going to just add an arrow to that, joint, right? So I would actually, in theory, add a joint here. So if we were drawing a person, right, you could actually say everywhere where you see a circle is a joint. You see that? So that would be an arm, right? So if we go like this and we add our hand, right? Let's just do it really, really quickly. And then I add all the joints. That just gives you a signal as to where all the joints are in the arm. Do you see what I'm saying? So that works also for the body. And then here we could also add our rectangles there. And that's literally, I haven't got an example here, but that is literally trying to look quickly for an example. There you go. You can kind of see it here. It's a little bit deeper. It goes a little bit deeper. I'm trying to find quickly. No, it's irrelevant. I can't find it. So I'm going to leave it at that. So, however, let's talk about in more depth this crooked house that I told you about, right? So I'm going to highlight it with green, because then you can see exactly what I mean. You have to imagine that this is a 3-dimensional object. If you looked at it from the side, I'll swap pens. If we looked at that from the side, it would look like that from here. Does everyone agree with that? If we looked at this object from the side, it would look like this. This would be the peak here, would be here. This point here would be here. And then we would add our thumb here. So this would be the thumb from the side. Is everyone getting that? Yeah, I'm not doing no, I can't do a tutorial on that body yet. I don't mix the tutorials. I used to, but I don't do that anymore. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that crooked house, right? So this green line here is here, the top. Remember what I told you before? That's the top. So now what I'm going to do is, thank you, you get it, wicked. I love that. Yeah, or join my Discord and you'll be notified. So imagine if we tip the hand, like we've got the hand like this now. And imagine if we tip it like that. So now all we're doing is we are adding that tip here. Let me get it right. So sort of like that. And then we have the thumb here. Do you see what I'm saying? So, whoops, missing a line here. So this is the same hand here. You know, everybody knows I love my pens, right? My colored pens. Because then you get an idea that the hand has a thickness, right? So the thickness is here. Nobody's got flat hands. Well, cartoon characters maybe. But it gives us a thickness. So we have this wedge shape. Is everyone getting that? Good. Sabrina's getting it. Are you? Yeah, you should, cat lover. You have to draw with me. Yeah, try it if you can. Yeah, I don't mix the lives. And thank you very much for the gifts and the follows, by the way. And if you like what you see, please hit the like button and share, because I'm struggling. I'm struggling because my work is not getting viewed. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But I'm not going to give up, because I'm doing this to help people. I'm not doing it for any other reason. So if you want to support me, I'm trying to support you. Yeah, and I would draw at the same time. Yes, good. Nola is happy. Everyone, I'm trying. Shock. Why are you shocked? Because you weren't drawing. Oh, okay. Yeah, we will touch on that in a minute. Ah, Mazzy, how you doing? Careful, that's the boss, that is. Mazzy's the boss. She'll throw you out. Are you still down as a mod? I think you are. I think you are. You used to be. Oh yeah, you still are. Shit, yeah, that's the boss. That's the bodyguard there. So if you guys and girls play up, Mazzy will sort you out. So good. Are you? Yeah, he's a good. Yeah, good morning to you too. No work today? Yes, use an iPad. It doesn't matter what you use. So let's look at this. Remember I said to you that this blue line, I'm going to emphasize it a bit heavier. I need to press a bit harder just so you guys can see. This blue line here is this line here. I'm going to draw it here. This blue line. And remember what I said to you, it's at the top. It's at the top here. Let's overlap it slightly. It's at the top of this line. Why is it at the top? Because then that here is the thickness of the hand. Sorry, the finger. See that? So now we've got a straight finger like this. And then if we choose to bend it, if I go like this, I choose to bend that now. I add my spherical objects, my circles. Now we have a hand of, I keep saying a hand. I'm sorry, it's early in the morning. Now we have a finger that is bending. Oh, night shift. Oh, I hope it went well. See? Oh, thank you, cat lover. Thank you very much. I'm doing loads of, well, I've cut down. I used to do 3 a day, but I don't do 3 anymore. I do a lot less now. And if you are enjoying this, please hit the like button. I try not to push it too much because I find it's a little bit pushy. But, you know, we have to say it. Good. Is everyone getting that? Is everyone getting that? So let's go back to this complicated stuff here, right? Literally, what we've done, they're not really comparable, but you can see, can you see it? Let me pull that down a bit. you can see we have our joint, we have our joint. We have our triangle here. We have our triangle here. Then we have the joints, the bone, the joints, the bones, and so on. So this is how I draw hands. If I want to draw hands in a more complicated way, and I'm not sure what I want to do, I will map it out with these basic elements. Vaika, wie geht es dir? Yes, exorcism or something like that. Wie geht es dir? See, so is everyone getting that? This is not necessary. You don't have to learn this, but if you really want to, then yes. However, we can simplify it. So let's look at this hand here. Right? We're going to look at this hand here. And I'm going to draw it here underneath, right? So if I can keep that on screen, then you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to simplify it by adding what shape? I'm from London, aber ich kann auch Deutsch. Ich kann ziemlich gut Deutsch. So what would I add first here? If I want to draw this hand, what would you add? Yeah, keep me updated if it works. Hello from Malaysia. Keep me updated. Mention me. And if it's cool, exactly, cat lover. Crooked house. Excellent. So let's draw the crooked house like that. So we go like this. This is our crooked house. Make sure I do that like so. So remember, we said it has a thickness. So we can add a thickness to it, right? So we're going basic. I know this is a bit basic, but this is why we're doing it. So we've got roughly the same hand position here. What would we add now? What would we add now? Remember what I said? It's actually on the paper, if you can't remember. And thank you very much for the kind gifts. The triangle, wicked. There you go. Simple as that. Simple as that. We just add a triangle here, roughly to the middle of the hand here. You see that? Or a little bit, even a bit higher. So we can go even a bit higher. So there you go. Then we got that position there. Now it's a case of, I've got my angle slightly wrong here. But imagine if you look at knuckles from the side, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know this looks like a caterpillar, but these are actually knuckles stacked. You see that? They're stacked on top of each other. Knuckles and circle. Exactly. Can I ask what's your take on bargay drawing? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know. I'm going to write that down. Because what's it? Bargay? Barg. I don't even know what that is. So I don't really have an opinion on it. I suggest you just follow me, really. I think that's the best, one of the good ways to learn how to draw. Because I'm self-taught, by the way. I didn't go to art college. So this is why I break things down so I can remember them. So now, knuckles, exactly. So these are knuckles stacked. So if I go like this, remember the blue line now is at the top. I add my additional joints. And now we've got a hand. I'm not going to go deeply into it, but look at that. You instantly understand that we have a hand from this position. Let's add our triangle here. Our secondary joints. Bang, look at that. All that is missing is our cylinders. See that? Ah, LXD, how you doing? You don't know the word to make it appear. Exit space. have no idea. How you doing, dog eater? I don't know the word. Think about it and let me know. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'll have the time to do shading because that's a totally different tutorial. Because just drawing the hand alone is quite complex. Yes, I'm self-taught. Yes, this is what I do. I did this yesterday. I don't watch tutorials. I just sit and do this all day and process everything. I'm processing everything I draw. How you doing, FW Jen? I'm good, mate. I'm good. So, is everyone getting that? That's how we. Oh, excuse me. I've jumped the gun there. So now what we do is we stack the knuckles here. Stack them, and this one is slightly hidden. This one is also slightly hidden. You see that? Like I said, we add this blue line here, and this represents the top of the finger. That's very important to remember, especially when you want to draw the fist and so on, because this line goes away. You have to imagine it's at the top now, and then when you fold it in, it goes away. So that helps us later on when we want to draw hands and fingers that are vanishing away. This line now bends downward, for example, then it vanishes back when we actually pull our hands or fingers inwards. So now we have our Terminator hand, just like this. Can bend that a little bit more. And then we add our cylinders. And this is just a good idea as to if you get stuck, you know, oh yeah, this is okay, I can work with that. And then you can just add your mass to the hand. So I'm going to pause the action on my side and see if there are any questions. Slow down, please. I'm sorry, cat lover. I'm going a bit. Yeah, that's the problem with me at the moment. When I do my lives, I go really fast, and I notice that. So I apologize, but I'm just trying to keep everyone's attention, if I'm honest. And then now, the more I draw, the faster I get, unfortunately. But it's all good. I'm going to slow down just for you, cat lover. Just for you. Consider yourself lucky today. So, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Trust me. The journey has just begun. I've only been doing this for 11 months. So, I'm on my way to bigger and better things. As I showed you before, I'm just going to run to the gents quickly. But this is what I did last week. So I'm doing a lot of anatomy stuff, and I will change again. I'm not going to just stick to anatomy, but I just like to deep dive into many things, and it just happens to be the body at the moment. But I can draw like this as well. So just to give you an idea, I'm quite versatile. So I'll be back in a minute. This is an original character. One moment, I'll be back in a minute. So, back again. Sorry about that. Nature calls. Nature calls. Yeah, I will show you guys that. I think I've got a video already on shading as well on that channel, the other one, beginning with Y and sounding like a small a hot beverage. Yeah, but I've been working on it. This is something I've been working on, and I said this to people when I was literally starting out on this journey. I said the best is yet to come, and I'm guaranteeing you, in around another year from now, everything I've shown you now. I'll put it in the shade. I am guaranteeing you that. No, no, no. I don't do tutorials on demand. I stick only to the one, and I know there is one on my feed actually. There is one on my feed on how to draw the ear, and that's not a hard one. And the place with the Y and the hot beverage name, I'm just going to call it that. You know what I mean? You can find one on there, on actually the ear, because I'm just getting shadow banned like crazy. Crazy, unbelievable. It's quite scary actually, but never mind. We will overcome it. Good. Has anyone got any questions? Has anyone got any questions? Thank you, Snow Macho. Practice. It's all practice. And when you draw, don't just sit there and hope for the best. Try and make, like these lines are a bit scrappy, but if I'm focused, I draw very differently. Like here, I draw very differently. If I'm drawing a hand, you have to be in the moment, right? So you can't just, let me draw and hope for the best, because then you start to make mistakes. Even here, I made a couple of mistakes. But one thing you have to understand is that mistakes are part of your growth. Never see a mistake as something that is a negative thing. It's just you trying to learn, right? So you have to embrace making mistakes. That's what I would recommend. Yes, use shapes. I think you can pretty much use shapes for everything. Because say, for example, I've drawn a finger like this a couple of times. So now I'm tapping into my database. How would I draw that finger without any references? Let me just put that away so I'm not cheating. So I'm going to try and draw this. You know what I'll do? I'm going to draw the simplified version, right? So this is our simplified version of a finger, right? So let's drop it like so, and then let's add our cylinders, right? So this is my simplified version that I just showed you, sketched up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into bone, right? So I don't remember exactly all of the joints and what they look like, but I know it's roughly like this. It looks roughly like that. So I'm just going to add, the joint looks like this. It slightly bulges here and there, right? And then it kind of bulges like that. I don't know what's happened to this pen. Like so, and then let's just add the lower part of the finger, and the fingertip broadens a little bit, I think, from the drawing that I was looking at of it. And then we've got so we can add some shading around here. So this is now you've seen how I've turned the basic finger into the green, which was the green, right? Remember, that was the circle here. That was the cylinder here. Circle again here, cylinder here. But you can see how that works. It translates directly into that. Yeah, that's just touched it. We just touched on it. Learning to draw bones is so, for example, if I'm drawing, it's on topic, I would say, but if I'm drawing, say for example, the thigh bone, right? So I would start it like this. In the same way I started the finger like that. You see, I started the finger like that. If I'm drawing the thigh bone, I draw it like this initially, and then you can add. You could possibly say, okay, let's add the cylinders. Let's just add the cylinders here. And if you are drawing the body, draw the cylinders the same shape as the muscle. But you don't have to go deep into the bone structure. You can literally skip all of this information here unless you really want to learn anatomy. See what I'm saying? This should be a lot bigger. But this is all information you may not require. But if you want to take it to the next level, then yes. Yeah, I do start, because I believe if you want to learn something, you should learn it from the foundation. And then say, for example, when you, I don't know, if I'm drawing, I don't know, a leg, right? Now I've kind of messed this one up. But if I'm drawing a leg, I'm going to continue with this one, right? So if I'm drawing a leg here, let me grab is red better? Yeah, red might be better. Because I understand the anatomy, I can actually add, because muscle attaches to certain parts of the body, right? And that helps you later on, because you can identify where it dips and so on. See, so I'm just adding muscle to this leg. And because I know where the bone is, I can understand where the muscle dips, where it curves, where it bulges, and so on. And that's what helps me identify. And you just don't draw these random muscles that look a bit weird, look like it's a bit swollen. Do you see what I'm saying? And then we go under here. We got a couple here. We got two bones here. I know we're slightly off topic, but you get what I mean. Haven't drawn the hand like that yet. I will do that at some point. Yeah, that I've done that as well before. If I draw too many male hands, they end up really big and heavy. Like this was supposed to be my hand here, and it was kind of thick. But you just have to reduce the width of your cylinders. That's all you have to do. Reduce that. You just have to be aware, because sometimes you just, if I draw too many female faces or too many male faces, they end up looking a bit masculine. It's just, you have to be aware. Swap the disc. Thank you for the follows, by the way, and for all the kind gifts. Vika, wie geht es dir? Bist du immer noch da? Yeah, like I said before, I don't know if you were in the live before, the distance, if you're having problems with the distancing, if you draw the palm first, right? So the palm would be our crooked house here. Draw that first. Remember what I said? This distance here determines the longest finger here. See that? Then you're on the right track. So if I go like this, okay, it needs to be roughly the same, right? This is not a golden rule, but it just helps. So this distance here should be the same, even though I have, that should be here, excuse me. That should be here. Then it's definitely the same from here to here. You see that? From here to here. And if you're struggling with proportion as well, remember that the human palm is the same size as your face. And I know you're all going to sit there now and put your hands on your face. But if you put your hand on your face, you can see that. So that's how you can proportionalize everything to work together. TV. Oh, don't worry. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm always giving it like that. Oh my God, I remember you. You remember me from where? Where do you remember me from? Now you don't have to draw the bones, but it's just good to draw these cylinders. And I'll explain to you, I'll show you again why. Especially when you want to draw or foreshorten the hand. That's very important. I'm just looking quickly for something here. I don't think I've got it. It doesn't matter. I'll draw it again. Good. Vlet remembers me from somewhere. Don't worry. That's why I say everybody. The hands, it's even like drawing the human body. It's all variable. There's no 100% rule. Proportionally, we're all very different, and which is good. How to draw the palm in first point perspective. First point perspective. What do you mean now? I'm trying to think. Because I actually did one. On perspective. Are you talking 1 point perspective? Right. Right. So I literally did a video on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, not 5, but up to about 4 point perspective. If you are working with 1 point perspective, is everybody else interested in knowing this? Just before I continue, it is to do with hand drawing, but I don't want to sidetrack too much. Right, so if we're drawing our crooked house here, again, like so. This is a slightly more advanced, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is our crooked house. Everybody knows what that is now, right? So that's perfect. Now we add our thumb. In whatever position, it's irrelevant. We can just add it like that. So now we add, I'm not drawing bodies today. Florentina. Do we know each other? I think we know each other, right? I think are you in Italy now? You need to see this. Oh, okay. Because it's funny. I know someone, and exactly the same name. That's never mind. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, for sure. I'm always doing live streams. I might do the face. I might do. I just do it whenever I feel like it as well. Unfortunately, I just jump on. So bear in mind. Look, remember I said it's important to understand these shapes, right? So look, I'm going to draw almost like an arrow shape, right? So imagine this is our 1 point. See this? And I'm projecting these guidelines down. So let's number these 1, 2, and 3, right? So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Where did I say this blue line belongs? Where did I say it belongs? I'm just testing you all to see if everyone's still awake. Where did I say this blue line belongs? I'm just testing. Where does the blue line belong? Let me feel. You see, I'm not just going to be feeding you guys, right? I'm not spoon feeding you. You have this blue line. Remember, right at the beginning, where did I say it belongs? This blue line. What are we doing? Right. I said nerves. You see, I caught you guys out. This is what happens in class. I start working away and I think they're not listening. They're just sitting there going, oh, this is nice. It's like entertainment, right? This is too funny. I am never... You see, this is maybe why I'm getting... No, Alex, what you talking about? Oh, now everyone's just like randomly guessing. No. Forget it. Don't embarrass yourselves. No, the blue line. Oh, I can't believe it. You see, this is what... Why do I even bother? Why do I even bother? So, no, the blue line here, this blue line here is at the top. Top. It has to be at the top. So I'm going to draw that blue line here on the top. That represents the top of the finger. And then what we do is, what do we add next? What do we add next? No, I'm on strike. There you go. The cylinders. Wicked. That's it. So then we can add our cylinders. And then now I've run out of space. But we've literally got a finger that is coming towards us. Because then we would do the same here, right? So I'm going to have a pointing finger here. I'm going to make sure my blue line is on top, like so. And then I'm going to add the other knuckles here. Drag them down like so, right? We're not going to get too much into details here. You can see that. I got my thumb here. And then what I'm going to do is, this knuckle here is the smallest. Middle knuckle is larger. Last knuckle is larger still. I'm doing this really exaggerated, right? And then I'm going to add my cylinders like so. And they gradually get bigger. And now we have that kind of image. And just to make it look a little bit more, I'm just going to add the rest of the person. You see that? So now we've got someone that's going literally like this, pointing. So this is how you draw a hand in 1 point perspective. And dropping the pen. I'm dropping the pen. I don't drop the pen very often nowadays, but that's when I drop the pen. When I nail it like that, then I drop the pen. So let me have a little read. I think I've missed tons of... Hold on. The tubes. Yeah, okay, we got that. Everyone here. Yeah, that was too funny. Everyone started randomly just saying, chicken, I don't know, cat food. Just started randomly. Hard work and dedication. That's right. Green lines. Yeah, just to stress you out. Yeah, this is what I do. I stress people out. You got... Okay, have a lovely evening. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining me. And thank you to all that are following. Why is it so easy? No, practice. It's only practice. Finger. So this is going to be on another channel, starting with Y, and is the name of a it's the name of a hot beverage. I'm not saying it, or I'm getting chopped anyway, but it's being recorded. It's on Y, hot beverage. Do you get what I mean? Everyone's like, what the hell is he talking about? Why hot beverage? Do you get it? Tell me if you get it. Yes, it gets bigger and bigger. You're right. You got it. So when it's coming towards you, it gets bigger. Like we've got this arm here. Obviously, the head is not smaller, but it's whatever is in close proximity. Thank you, Daniel. How do I make what proportional? Chico, I don't know what you mean. The finger or a rendering chapter? No, I don't think it is. You're welcome, all. We all don't. Yes, I don't know. I'm not going to read the rest of that. Are you not arguing now? What are we drawing? Don't argue in class. Ah, that's funny when people say, "What are we drawing?" You're like, "Oh Lord," and you've got a sheet literally like this. And sometimes I'm a bit cheeky and I say, "Have a wild guess." I shouldn't do that. This is why I haven't got any friends. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so I don't know when I'm doing bodies. I just do it when I feel like it. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a free spirit like that. You get it? Yeah. Oh, that's it. I'm not insulting anyone. That's for sure. This is how I do my live streams. Yes, for example. Oh, I forgot the question you asked me now. Hold on. What did you ask me again? Ah, well, here, this is not really proportional. It's not because I haven't really gauged it. However, you, that's a tricky one, actually. That's a tricky one. I'm just kind of gauging it myself by eye, right? Because even this hand is not 100% perfect. But as you know, I'm just sketching it all up. But if you start literally, even if you're drawing, um, let's do something here. So if we've got human head here, and then we've got shoulder, and then we've got arm. So you see, this is like 1 point perspective again. And then what I want to do is, I want my fist to be here. So I'm just trying to gauge it. I'm gauging it. Hand is here. Forearm is here, roughly in the middle. And then the bicep and shoulder would be here. So this is how you can kind of gauge it. I just gauge it. I don't really have a set rule. And then now we can add our fist details. Obviously, you would take a little bit more time to make it look, tilt the body right and stuff like that. Bend the arm a little bit more. But that's basically what you would do. Obviously, not in 30 seconds. We get it, yes. I get it. Wicked. No, I can't draw. Don't even know who that is. Thank you for the rose, Rose. Yeah, but a hand with a gesture, you can do that easily. That is easy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We'll see. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'd never plan it. I never plan my lives. Never, ever. Maybe half an hour before I plan them, but I hardly ever plan my lives. So we're going to stick to the hand. We're going to stick to the hand. So now, quickly, last part. What we got? What time have we got? Ah, we've got a few more minutes. Arctic, you're late. Yes, you are indeed. So, what I would suggest you do, if you want to draw a hand that is holding something, what I suggest you do is draw the object first. So, if this is a stick or a sword, then you draw the hand around the object. So, what would we add here? We would add, let's go like so. We add our crooked house, like so. And if you like what you see, I haven't said this for a while, please hit the like button. If you really like what you see, send me checks for £1,000,000. I'm joking. That's probably why I'm getting shadow banned, because they think I'm asking for money or something. You know what they are. But I'm only joking. I don't want anyone's money. So yes, so we draw our crooked house, then we draw our knuckles. We know where the thumb must be roughly, and it should be here. Then we add our joints, then our thumb. So now, excuse me, the alarm just went off. And then now we have a hand grasping something. This is when it gets a little bit trickier because the cylinder here, we're seeing it directly, pretty much directly from the front. So it would be stacked like that. And that blue line that I said that's running down the middle runs here to here. And that's what's gripping the sword. See, so that would be stacked here. I can't even, you see what I mean? It's stacked. So we're stacking that here. This blue line tells us where the fingers are going to bend. So it's stacked here, and then we have the rest of the knuckles of, fingers holding the object. Then we add the fingers here and the knuckles here, like so. And then we can add our cylinders. Do you see what I mean? You're getting that? And then the forearm would go there. So now we've literally put a skeleton hand around an object, like so. Yeah, I'm giving a lesson today, yeah. No, it lagged. What happened? This is unfamiliar. So, okay, let me try and illustrate it another way. Okay, I've got some hand ones here. I've just found them actually. That's good. So let me see if I've got one here. Oh no, there's no hand ones. Oh, that's annoying. That is annoying. Hold on. Just a mo. No, I can't find it. So, what you have to imagine is, oh, don't even go there. Unbelievably, loads, unreal. So let's go back into this. If you imagine, right, the hand, I'll try to stick to the color scheme. If we're looking at the hand holding a sword, for example, or a piece of wood, it would look like this, right? So if you imagine we've got the sword here coming towards us, the hand would be gripping it like so, right? Is that clear? This is the sword, this is the blade. So the hand is holding the handle here. So like we've said, we've got our joints, and then the hand and fingers wrap around the handle. Is everyone getting that? So that's what we've got here. We've got the sword, for example, And then we've got the fingers clamping around the object. You got it? So that's basically what we've got. And obviously we'd have to add the thumb and stuff like that. But, you know, you can see this is from the top. We're looking from the top. And then the thumb would probably cover some of the finger and blah, blah, blah. So that's basically it. If we were to draw the same hand again, you obviously wouldn't see the fingers. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4. And the thumb would be behind here somehow. And then we would have, whoops, then we would have our sword here. And this would all be hidden. And then we would have the forearm here. Is that clear to everyone? That's what that is. But that's a little bit more advanced. But if you ever want to draw if you want a hand to be holding something, draw the object first. I would. That's what helps for me. Because then I think, how do you hold a pencil? Then I start to break it down and I go, okay, this part here is roughly here. Do you see what I'm saying? If I want to draw someone holding a pencil, and then you add the thumb here, see, because then I can attach the parts to the object, if you get what I mean. And that would be someone holding a pencil or a pen like that. Very badly drawn, but that's how I would break it down. And then the pencil would be going up like that. And then we'd have the other fingers and so on. Good. So, we have covered quite a bit. Has anyone got any questions? Because I've gone into my hour now and I need to slowly wind it down. Yeah. The pencil is bigger than the finger. Yes, you're right. Well spotted, mate. But you have these big pencils as well. Have you never seen those massive pencils? Never mind. I don't get it right every time by everyone. However, the thumb is also not proportionally correct. It's just, excuse me, it's just to illustrate a point. I'm not going to get it right 100% of the time, because if I get lost in details, everyone's going to bounce. It's just an example. Yeah, that's what I don't need. Actually, I don't need that, because I know certain things on here are not perfect. Everybody is just, I'm just trying to illustrate the mechanics. This is not perfect. If I have to draw this perfectly, no one is going to watch the video. No one. No, I'm not going to draw any more. I'm not going to draw any more. I'm actually going to finish it up now, because I've gone quite hard into it, and I'm not going to be doing a 3-hour tutorial today, because I do have a job to do and I need to prepare for that. The other page, this page, it's the same one. I just turn it over. Thank you, Yo-Yo. It's just an example. Yeah, that's what you have to calculate. That's why you do sheets like this. You see, as you can see, I was experimenting with even the wrist position and how the fingers bend, foreshorten. You know, you can splay the fingers out. These are things you're going to have to practice. No matter how much I teach you, you're going to have to practice them yourself. That's what you're going to have to practice. And if you're just joining me, this is not the only thing I draw. If I have to draw things properly, I can draw them properly. But my live streams are usually a little bit wild And obviously I don't, as you can see, I don't use a rubber. So if I'm drawing in a live stream, chances are there's going to be a lot of stray lines everywhere. But I use ballpoint pens so I can illustrate with different colors. So if there are mistakes, like here, none of these lines are straight. I know that. But if I have to draw things properly, I can do that. If I have to draw other things properly, I can do that. If I have, you just see what I'm saying? I don't really want to have to push my point, but I know how to draw. I do know how to draw. And I do know how to teach, I believe. Because how many people? I had up to 120 people in this live stream earlier on. And if I'm not, when I do my live streams, I'm built for speed. I want to show you guys as much information as possible, but make it as understandable as possible. That's the point. If you watch my live streams, I will make mistakes and I will keep soldiering on through it. Because if you get locked into mistakes and proportion initially, that will stunt your progression. Because if you're overthinking proportion, then you're not thinking about the mechanics. I would study things separately. If you want to learn how to draw the hand, and I say to you, I'll draw this like this, get this part right first, and then you can think, oh, what about the proportion? Is that right? I would say that as stage 2. But get the mechanics right. If you can't draw circles or spherical objects correctly, don't worry about proportion yet. You're not ready yet. If you can't draw straight lines properly and you're struggling with certain things, get these basics right, and then you can literally take these basics and add them wherever you want. And when you've got a good foundation of basics, then you can take it to the next level. 100%. Don't get lost in all of this mistake rubbish. Don't look. There is nothing right on here. Nothing is perfect. But I can honestly say, even though there are things on here that are really scrappy, chances are most of the people that are in this chat or were in it from the beginning understand exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be perfect. And that's the joy of sketching. When you sketch something, these are not perfect. Not one of these are perfect. If anything, some of these have got mistakes on them. But I'm not focusing on the mistakes. I'm focusing on the journey of learning what the shape of the fingers are. This is not correct. I know that's not correct. But it doesn't stop me from keep on going. Thank you, V. How do you add details? More detail. Well, that's another tutorial again, right? So if I'm sketching like this is more demonstrative. I'm just demonstrating something. And if you want more detail, then you need to learn how to take this to the next level, right? So we could say this is a really badly drawn finger, right? But if we want to take that to the next level, I can take it to the next level. The sketch itself, as you can see, and you all saw me do it, was far from perfect, right? So what I do is I like to draw things, I sketch things up, and then stage 2, I perfect it. So I start to ignore the lines that are incorrect, for one, and then I search for the lines that are correct. So if this is a hand, I'm going to turn this into a hand, right? Like so. So this is the finger, right? I'm going to add to this. As you can see, I'm sketching it very quickly. I bulged where the joints are. You can check proportion now. Yep, this finger needs to be longer, so that's about right. Even here, there are mistakes, right? But you see how quickly you can take something that is not so well drawn, and then you can turn it into something that looks quite well drawn. If I was to do this with a pencil, I would have the ability to rub it out. Here, I don't. So I have to live with the mistakes, even in a live stream. And that doesn't bother me at all, because I believe that making mistakes is 100% a part of the journey that you have to embrace. If you're not gonna be happy with embracing mistakes, drawing is not for you, because it can be very frustrating, very soul destroying, and you might end up crying a few times and throwing it in the bin. But that's part of the journey. So let me just see. How do you add detail? I hope that helped you, Red Cars, and thank you for the follows, by the way. Wow, you're growing a bit. And it only took me a week. I know I've gone a bit gangster now. I look a bit like a granddad. It's funny. People have said to me, "How old are you?" And I tell them my age, and they go, "Really?" And someone said to me, "Have you dyed your beard?" They said, "Have you dyed your beard?" And I was like, "No, no, I know it's really white. Christmas time, easy to easy to draw hand. Maybe, I'm not sure. Is that a question or?" Yes, I'll post this on TikTok today, as I do. Whoops, I will post that. Yeah, well, anime hands are not really. Anime hands are very. They're just very straight, aren't they? There's not a lot of. There's not a lot of. I don't know. There is a skill to it, obviously. You just have to kind of. You have to be. It depends on the style, isn't it? It just depends on the style. But anime hands are just quite. I find them quite straight, and just the odd little dip and angle. But I'm not really going to cover that. Yes, I do. But recently I've been drawing a lot with the pencil. The anatomy stuff I've done with the pencil, because I really want to give myself the luxury of rubbing things out, because I don't have that luxury when I draw. And I find that really cool that I can rub things out, because I even sketch with the ballpoint. Yes, well, as you can see here, this is all ballpoint pen, zero pencil. And I believe it builds your line confidence. That's what I believe. Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking. But anyway, maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I don't want to know. So this is an hour and 15 minutes. I'm not even going to show that anymore. I probably won't even post it, because it could be misconstrued. How you doing, Annie? Annie sending claps. Good. So there you go. That was an hour and 15 minutes of hand drawing. I hope you enjoyed that. What should you do? Falvamp. You should just follow me. You should follow me, because I can draw loads of stuff. I showed these before. I've even got a face here. I haven't finished it. Should I show it? Should I show it? Yeah, whatever. I'll just show that. So I'm doing a little bit of everything at the moment. So if you like this kind of stuff, what have I got here? Another random arm. And I draw a little bit of anime stuff as well. So I'm going to get back into that soon. This is an original character that I drew. Because I used to like the steampunk characters, like in Arcane. I drew a lot of Arcane characters. And then I kind of drew this young lady because of what's it called? JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. That's what it was. This young lady, I kind of put her together because of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and I thought it's quite nice. So there you go. I'm not drawing many animals now. I used to like drawing horses and frogs. Yeah, yeah. The reason why I'm saying why and beverage is because of there's a platform. Do you understand? Yeah, why and beverage. Yeah, hot beverage because I've been shadow banned. I've noticed my artwork is not being seen at all. Literally. And I think it's because I'm mentioning this other company beginning in Y beverage, hot beverage. I know it's a bit weird. I'm trying to hide it. Yes, the hair, I just made that up. The hair was just I don't know what that was. I tend to get a bit creative when I draw characters like that. Crack, you're very late, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm not drawing anything again. But if you go to my live, excuse me, you go to the other place with the Y and the hot beverage, you will find how I drew. You can see how I drew this live because this one of these were live. So you can see how I draw the arm live, and that one you can see that in a 3 minutes live time lapse. Time lapse how I drew this live as well, and then you can see the whole thing step by step, and that was about an hour and a half maybe, so you can check those out. Yeah, that was the JoJo style. Yeah, 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 but I don't really like it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, I actually drew. Where did I draw on that? I did an eye drawing tutorial the other day. It was quite funny actually because yeah, that was it. That was it. So if you haven't seen this eye drawing one, you should check it out. It's a really good one actually. And I said to we started like this, right? So I was explaining how to draw the eye, and I break it down in steps, as you know. And then someone asked me about an anime eye, and I drew this eye, and I'm going to test you guys to see if you know. Whose eye is that? Who does that eye belong to? You have to learn them all. Forget all. You have to learn all, then forget all. Baya, what do you mean? Why beverage? Exactly. Oh, thank you for this. This Diasito Art. I haven't seen you for a long time. Buenos dias. Yeah, yeah. Will you consider teaching us? Yes. I love to draw the torso. I did a torso one the other day. I did a torso one. I might have to do the back again. I haven't done for a very long time. I do tons. If you go to my Y hot beverage, if you go to my Y hot beverage, you will find over 100 tutorials there. Yeah, maybe it needs more depth, more black. What do you mean? What? No, no. Yeah, yeah. This is JoJo, by the way. These are JoJo's eyes. And it's funny how people can pick up on that. I thought that was really funny. Yeah, it is. It is JoJo's eyes. Diasita. I haven't seen you for a long time. Very long. And thank you for the kind gift. Yeah, I will be posting it on Y hot beverage. Do you get it now? I hope you get it, because I can't say certain things because I've been shadow banned, unfortunately. What happens if I get rejected from an art class? You keep going. I wanted to go to Campbell School of Arts and they didn't accept me when I was young. Yes, I am on Why Hot Beverage. Do you get what I mean when I say that? Yes, I am on that channel. And the name is the same. Why cylinder? Cylinder? Oh, really? Oh, maybe we should talk about that. I don't even know Kick. I have no idea. Oh, maybe you're not even allowed to say that. Yes. Ah. Yeah, why cylinder? That's a good one. Yeah, I think hot beverage is a little bit too much. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, who said that? Who said that? That's Otis. Ah, that's very clever, mate. I like that. Otis and red cars. I like that. Why cylinder? What? Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's good to talk. There you go. It's good to talk. Good. So I think we've covered pretty much everything. That was a brilliant live stream. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I looked at Twitch and it's a bit, I think it's more games orientated, right? I actually opened an account and I was like, oh, what should I do with it, you know? But I think I'm going to go Y cylinder. I think so. I think so, yeah. But I need to sort out, I'm going to do it this Christmas. I've got some time off and I just I haven't had the time to get my head around OBS Studio, and I need to get a new camera, maybe need a new setup because my setup is not great. It's good for what I've got, but it's not perfect. I need to fine tune a few things and I need to have a bit of time to do that. Okay, are you going live now? Dia? Are you going live? So if you don't know who this guy is, check him out. If you're Spanish speaking, he draws really great stuff. So check him out. His name is Diacito Art. So check him out. To all that are in the live now. Been around for a long time. Yeah, no, I'm finishing off now, people. I've been drawing for an hour and a half now. Yeah, check out, yeah, Diacito. I think he does a lot more cartoon stuff, character stuff. So I think the person that asked the question about cartoons, check him out. He might even be going live now. It's being recorded and I'll post it today. Good. So I need to go. I'm getting hungry now and tired. Ah, Byron, you're late, my friend. You're late. I'm sorry, mate. I'm just going. Oh, you just finished. Oh. So anyway, check him out, Diacito Art. And explain what you do quickly before I go. What do you draw? Let me just hit your icon there. I remember you. He's been around for a while now. Yeah. You do all that. That's right. You're the man. Yeah, the anime guy. Yeah. So check him out. He's got some wicked stuff on there. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember now. Good stuff. I'm gonna have to go. I need to get something in my stomach before I pass out during my live. Anyway, thank you everyone that joined in, took part. Hope you learned something. We'll be posting this on Y Cylinder. You know what that means now. Y Cylinder, that's going to be the new one. My Y cylinder is also Art Walker. So check me out on there. I think I'm going to be moving over there because I don't want to be shadow banned and stuff like that. And if you want to learn how to draw step by step, this was what I posted yesterday, eye drawing, and I literally go step by step. So take the time, study these things, practice these things, and it will work for you. I wish you all a lovely day. Take care, and I will definitely be doing a couple of live streams over the weekend. Some cool ones. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to make it up as I go along. I'll make it up as I go along, and I'll see you all there. Take care. God bless you all. See ya. Bye. I am old. And? Oh, dear. I was young once. I didn't always look like this. You'll be happy to look like me when you're my age, mate.